Okay, here's our buoy tent update for August 3rd. Today was an interesting day. So we decided to get a little bit later start. The last couple days the bar has been closed down. So today we decided to get a little bit later start around 9 o'clock and see if the bar was going to lay down. Well, backfired on us a little bit because the bar was actually open by the time we came out. So we missed an opportunity for the first few hours, and the ocean, for the most part so far this season, as early as you can get out there, the better the bite has been. So it's definitely been a first light bite, which is not typically what it is, but hey, they're salmon, so what do you expect, right? So at any rate, we get out there, and it was forecasted to start blowing really hard, and if I move the camera here, you'll probably hear the wind in just a little bit. But we get out there, and the wind was blowing some, but not a ton. And we were able to get into a couple of good groups of fish out there along the red line and just found a nice little rip. Bang, bang, bang. We were able to get 5 into the box, release a couple, miss a bunch of bites, and then the wind came. And boy, did it ever. It was howling pretty good there. It was a little bit sporty coming in. It wasn't the swell, it was all wind wave. And that kind of goes back to what I mentioned in the first update on August 1st, is that there really is no golden rule for when the bar is safe or not. There were no restrictions on the bar when we crossed. There were no restrictions on the bar when we came back. And they were two completely different bars. And it changed in a matter of about 30 minutes. So be safe. In fact, let's back up a little bit. On the way out there this morning, there were 2 boats on the beach. There was one up above the bridge, and there was one down on Clatsop Spit. And I had someone tell us to me when I was first starting to learn how to drive a boat, they mentioned it, and they said it best. They said, don't ever go any faster than you want to hit something. If you're unfamiliar with an area, slow down, because depths out here can change very quickly. In fact, the gap there above the bridge on the east side of the Astoria Bridge, where people cross to go from Oregon to Washington, the sandbar that's up there that would be on your east side of that ditch has changed this year. It comes down at a lot steeper angle towards the bridge and goes down closer to the bridge than it has in years past. So if you have tracks from last year, just go slow through there once or twice till you get a good feel for it. A minus side like what we're seeing yesterday, today, and tomorrow. If you get out there and take a look at it, put eyeballs on it, at low slack, you'll see how far down that sandbar comes. So be safe out there, take your time, it's just a fish. You guys will find plenty of them throughout the rest of the season. So that is the report for the ocean. It was okay, not great. Some guys got them, some guys didn't, and that is because, again, we're finding just a lot of pods of fish, just little tiny groups here and there. You know, we're not getting these big huge masses of fish coming through. It's just little groups, but when you find a group, it's a pretty decent bite. As far as flasher colors out there in the ocean, well, I'm only going to use 3 flashers all season long, and that's what I've done here for the last 2-3 years. It's Red October, Pawn Shop, and Green Machine. Those are the 3 flashes that I use. Red October seems to work best out in the ocean. Pawn Shop works best in the ocean and in the river, but when it's cloudy outside, when you get that marine layer, that's when Pawn Shop does best. And then Green Machine, high sun, in the river, that's kind of a Chinook killer. Red October works great in the river as well, usually for coho, or when it's a little bit darker out, the Chinook will definitely key in on it. And I got some right here, so Red October, let's see if I can keep you guys out of the wind here. All right, so if I can find them. Yeah, I'll just grab the ones on the rods here. Deal with the wind, sorry guys. So Red October is this guy here. Pink and silver on one side, gold and orange on the other. That is Red October. And find a Green Machine, Green Machine, Green Machine. There's one. Okay. And again, we were out in the ocean, so I wasn't running the Green Machine as much out there. It does work, especially when you're fishing mostly river water, but Green Machine is a river killer. So this one is silver and green, chartreuse and gold, or gold and green, chartreuse and silver is what I meant to say. There you go. So that is Green Machine, and Pawn Shop is, oops, seat's wet. This guy here, just silver and gold, both sides. There it is, real simple. So those are the 3 flashes that I run throughout the entire season down here. Those are kind of my general rule. So Pawn Shop when you get the marine layer, ocean or river, Green machine when it's sunny out in the river, red October in the ocean, but red October still does really well in the river when it's a little bit darker day out, first thing in the morning, first light, or if we get that marine layer as well. And let's see, talked about safety, talked about the ocean bite. Oh yes, so on the way back in today from the ocean, we came across that lumpy, windy bar, and from about Buoy 10, we went all the way along Chinook, Ilwaco, all the way up through Checkerboard, up to Hammond, Sawdust Pile, all the way back up to the bridge. And it's a weekend day, so there were definitely more people out. And guess what? I probably saw, I don't know, 200 boats or so. 0 nets, not 1 net. And it is incoming tide. And I know that the incoming tide bite has been better, only the last 2 days, but better towards the top of the tide. But there were 0 nets. That's pretty darn slow. So hopefully as the tides start to drop, we'll see some more fish start piling in here. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Tomorrow I'm kind of at a loss as to what to do. We could start really early and maybe try and get that first part of the outgo bite, or maybe jump outside. But either way, as long as the wind is down, we should have a good opportunity at catching fish. This wind sucks. This wind, I always tell my customers, I would much rather it be dumping rain than windy. Wind makes it tough, makes it really tough. Okay, well, we got done a little bit early today, so I have an opportunity to finally work on my boat a little bit, get it cleaned up, work on a few things, and get it ready for the rest of the season. So with that, I'm gonna shut it down here so that way you guys don't have to listen to this wind anymore, and we will see what tomorrow brings. Thanks a lot. Later.